work like I want them to, because I kind of feel this would do this. The question is if it's then actually able to capture it again, because this game has been a bit of a pain in the dick when it comes to being captured. I remember that much. Funnily enough. Also, I failed at fucking lighting this properly. See, sometimes good things come to those who wait. And in this particular case, well, since apparently something other has killed pretty much any tool that requires electricity to work. Well, these motherfuckers actually had to let us go early today. And, well, they did give us a nice amount of homework. Quote-unquote homework. It does mean that I now have a nice little window of time that I will use to actually play games, because I haven't played games in almost a month at this point, and I feel they withdraw rather harshly. Yes. Harshly indeed. Now then, since I had not any time whatsoever to plan anything, we are just going to, well, try and finish another Ys game, because, well, that is the first thing I saw on my desktop when I, booted up the PC, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be easy. Or not. But before I do that, let me consume a bit more coffee, and, for some reason, Twitch does not like what I'm doing, apparently. At least according to the bitrate. Well, we'll see if that stabilizes. Not the first time that my internet has decided to be a bit wonky. Not the first and probably not the last time. With that said though, choosing this game has one other advantage, because, well, as I said, I did kind of do some nice leveling up. Couldn't really be bothered to go all the way to max level, because at this point leveling up takes fucking forever. I'll show you what you do in order to do it, just so we get a nice little idea of how much work that actually is. You might remember we were, well, here on the island of Genos. Yes, it is the island of Genos. The island that not so much died of a plague, but more so died to, well, monsters and scheming, so that's nice thing. And, well, as you can see, I have lots and lots of resources, which is kind of because you max that out pretty easy, especially your Ravel is basically very easily done. How you do it? This is, you see, these motherfuckers are the strongest enemies you have in the game. Well, apart from bosses, obviously. But the most regular. You have a nice little area here where you have lots and lots and lots of these motherfuckers. 2 here, and the next screen has like 6 of them, if memory serves. Pretty much, yeah. I should remember that I can actually jump. Ah, well, I don't really need to bother, because I'm kinda, a bit too high level for these little assholes. To be fair. But yeah, this is basically what you do. They drop the most money, they drop the most gravel, and they drop the most, well, XP. Because they are the strongest little motherfuckers, and as you can see, I can't even pick up the gravel any longer. Yeah, you basically do this, then you go back, kill them again, then you go back here, kill them again, and basically this is all you do for eternity. Now, if you look at my little XP bar, well, I mean, I can barely see it, but, yeah, this is the amount of XP you get at this point in time. Which means it takes horrendously fucking long from here to reach the max level, which, and I actually had to confirm this, is indeed once more 60. I don't want to do this. And I think we don't have to, honestly. I think we can relatively assuredly kill the last boss, hopefully, maybe. I actually don't know. I do know that the next boss we can probably kill pretty damn easily. For the last boss, I remember there was a section where you have basically had to play ping pong with him. And while I do remember doing this, I also remember that taking quite a bit of time, so we shall find out one way or another. Man, it's nice to just, take a moment of time to just do something fun for once. These motherfucking paper pushers really do have a fucking vendetta that they are holding against me ever since I made them actually work for once. Mostly because I was not willing to just accept a blunt cut to what little money I actually get. I took that rather personally, I must say. Okay, I think a bit more smoke, and then we'll just go in and try to beat the next one. And the next boss, from remember, that's the bishop guy. Remember, he does this shield thing, and you break the shield, and then you hit him, and you rinse and repeat that a few times, and you're basically good. Especially if you are upper 50s or lower 50s or above 50, it shouldn't really be a problem, is what I'm... It's not going to work as a match, there's no fucking head there. But that shouldn't really be a problem. Actually, the last boss is kind of the one I'm somewhat worried about. As I said, I don't actually have all that much time today. This is basically just a nice little test stream before we start streaming again. Hopefully in a more proper form starting this weekend. So at least the plan goes. I know it's a good plan. I had many good plans in the past. Many indeed. And sadly they have more often than not proven to be somewhat insufficient when accounting for many things. So military auditors this time, basically, is what it's boiled down to. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can go in there. Actually, the only thing you can do with your money at this point in the game, just as a nice little side note, as basically you can buy ever increasing in price Cajole elixirs to get more health. These things get really pricey, and spirit necklaces, technically speaking. I have one, I'm pretty sure I have enough money to buy another one. Should I yeah, we will worry about it. Basically the sort of item you only really want for the last, or the almost last boss fight, technically speaking. And now let's see, I also need to remember how to actually, it's a jump button, yes. I mean, who else were you expecting? This island is not really a tourist attraction, so to speak, actually, considering that most people consider it to be, well, you know, plagued. That's actually true, yeah, we did beat the sister, didn't we? I remember. I mean, to be fair, you sent her against the most motherfucking highest grade adventurer that you can find in the world, so yeah, most enemies actually kind of having a hard time with that. Not so much on fault of hers, mind you. More a bad constellation in any way you think about it, so you know. That's it. I will defend on this part. I don't know, it's really not an enemy you want to face under normal circumstances. I mean, I know you're trying this whole new cult thing. Hasn't worked out that well so far. Counting your believers, the numbers go down. So, that doesn't really seem to work that well, does it now? Man, sometimes I really do wonder what sort of drugs these motherfuckers take. Yeah, I don't like the idea that God awakens. How about we do something about that? So that's really something strange, isn't it? Why would you deliberately want to... I mean, to be fair, if I think about, you know, average humanity, I can somewhat understand why you want to exterminate them. Now that I think about it, yes, I see the point there. I see a good point there. Yo, that's right, well, that is because since I don't actually have that much time, I do need to do some more things today. I basically have, you know, like an hour, maybe two. And I kind of wanted to at least test that, you know, the software still works, and Twitch still works, and everything else still works. So we're basically just doing a short little quick test, and on the weekend, probably Saturday actually, because, well, I'm actually caught up with things. I'm planning to do something longer, because a game like Empire, or any strategy game actually, requires a bit more time, let's be honest, yeah. But it's not something you play for an hour and just be done with it. You do basically the tutorial in an hour. What day will you be? Sunday? Yeah, I mean, kind of depends. If you're saying Sunday, then I'm going to do probably a vampire stream on Saturday, or vice versa, you know, depending on when you're available. Also, strategy, you have once again. You're indeed my most loyal customer. I can't deny it. Can't deny it at all. Thank you very much. It's nice. It's a very nice gesture of you, especially since I just came back. I don't think I deserve it actually, but I'll take it in stride. Thank you very much. And yeah, basically, since you probably missed the start, I did what I told. I did some grinding a long time ago, actually, when after we last played this. I'm not max level, but I'm close enough that would probably be good. We have 2 bosses left in this game, so it should take like an hour, maybe, depending a bit on how much time the last boss takes. Remember some annoying mechanics there. And then I'll be gone. I'll be focusing on doing my homework. That's a good word. It also kind of, you know, indicates that I'm kind of looking down on it. So yeah, let's call it that. Homework. And then, well, depending on your scheduling, I'll be available all weekend actually. So the plan goes. And after that, I hopefully can. I'll probably have to get used to the idea of squeezing in shorter streams again, which I don't like, but fuck me sideways, I suppose. For the moment, we'll need to deal with this fucking priesty boy. I'm not really a fan, no. No, it's more like homework that you have in school, you know, people going like, you have to do this. Actually, I do need to write a whole fucking report until, oh shit, tomorrow, yeah. Let's not think about that at the moment. I think it is high time that we focus on actually playing games. I haven't played any games in so long. Basically a month at this point. I did have a buddy of mine staying over for a little bit while I was sick, which was pretty nice. He was playing games actually. Really a fun experience for once, I must say. Now then, can I just beat the shield? I think I can. That's what you have the special sword for, if memory serves. What attacks do you have? Stuff like that. Okay, now I need to approach again. Okay, that's gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass, isn't it? I'm just gonna do this now. Ah, shit. Okay. Oh, come on, I really don't like this attack. Oh, you got an Eternal of it yet. The fuck is that? New attack? I don't like it. Looks unfriendly. Also, I don't really like the idea of getting penetrated by this asshole. For obvious reasons. At least he doesn't have a shield any longer. Oh. Is that a grab attack? That seems like a grab attack. It doesn't really hurt, to be fair. Which is probably good. Because if you take a break from playing a game like this for a while, your skills have a tendency to go a bit down. I really wonder how the fuck he telegraphs that attack though. Do that? But this game will still have an HP. I don't really like it that I'm getting sucked in here. Ouch. But that actually did kinda hurt. Well, you're dead. See, and this is precisely why I did not remember much about this particular boss fight, because, well, as long as you are, you know, decently leveled, it's actually pretty easy even if you fuck around, basically. Managed to get my new 3DS to stream games. Oh, interesting. I don't know why precisely you would want to do that. Was there anything on the excuse me, on the 3DS that you really wanted to stream for some reason? I mean, otherwise you could have just used, you know, an emulator, like most people do. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Especially because you're dying and not me. No. I mean, if the best games are on there, then I'm pretty sure there's gonna be an emulator for that. I would count on it, even. Yeah, I mean, you know, Pokemon, huh? Jesus Christ. How old is Pokemon at this point? How many fucking decades has this been around? Okay, let's go down. Seat downward. Yeah, usually saved. Which still brings up the point, why not use an emulator? Seems a lot easier. Well, at least it seems easier to me, that is. Seems like a hassle. To be fair, Nintendo has always went rather parts on many occasions against anything that could even be remotely considered to be close to the high seas. Nintendo. Such a bunch of cunts, seriously. I remember some stories from quite a while ago, to be fair, that just make you shake your head and go like, seriously? Yeah, this is the god we need to defeat, yes. Yeah, but now they have managed to sustain themselves. Nintendo. Aren't they actually in a legal dispute right now again with the other game that basically looks like Pokemon but is not Pokemon? What's the name of that one? I mean, I'm not really interested in Nintendo's fucking lawsuits, which is why I can't fucking remember off the top of my head. I did remember that. Yeah, Pelvo. That is the one I was thinking of. I'm pretty sure they're trying to actually get them over patents and shit, don't they? I've heard something like this in the, you know, passing, because, as I said, I don't really care. But yeah, Nintendo in a nutshell, isn't it? Something that actually makes use of something that you could potentially claim that concept-wise is probably of your making, and then claim anything and everything that is even remotely based or close to that concept is yours for the taking. Is hilarious. That's not how patents work. Really not how that works. Also not how that wasn't ever intended to work. They may be getting away with that in Japan, but I can't for the love of God think that they have any chance doing the same shit over in America, for example. Heck, try it in Germany for all I care. Even our patent laws pretty clear on that. Okay, let me inhale some smoke, and then we'll try our hand at the last boss. We'll probably have to do it a few times, honestly, because mostly I have a distinct feeling that I'm gonna mess it up a few times. Especially the ping pong part. But yeah, Nintendo, in a nutshell. They really don't like it. I mean, to be fair, you know, there is no company out there that ever likes. I'm pretty sure they won't, because Nintendo is just trying to be as broad as possible in their claims, and honestly, there's an upper limit to how far even America will let that go. At least if past cases anything to go by. Actually, there are some interesting cases when it comes to patents in that you can actually, or that you will learn in business classes, or will at least get mentioned, and then you will go home and study them up, because they're actually rather interesting. But yeah, even Americans have an upper limit to how much fucking fun you can have with their patent system. And of course, I'm back and immediately I get a bot. I mean, to be fair, that is kind of how the story goes. Excuse me while I'm just, you know, enjoying the fucking moment. It's been far too long since I could actually just sit down and play a game. Oh well. Actually just talk. Random nonsense like this. I had to be on my best behavior for a while. It actually kind of feels like, you know, I had a certain nice new accessory around my ankle for a bit, if you catch the meaning. Indeed. Why don't all the bots, you know, combine together into one giant bot and start their own little channel? Then they can spam their old nonsense all they want, all day long to themselves. Then again, that would also mean that bots become quite more intelligent than they are, so that might be scary as well. Okay. I'm gonna start this. Let's see what happens. Who else were you expecting? I said already, this island is not a tourist attraction. Aren't really that many candidates for a visitation. Take an educated guess what Adol is doing here. Yeah, I mean, it kind of gets us along as well. A nice little shock collar to remind me of my duties. I hate bureaucrats. Doesn't stop me from wanting to become one, mind you, but I do hate these motherfuckers. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Listen here, lady. It would take some time to explain the journey until now, if we go through all these games we already played. But at this point, I know it's not just going to, you know, go like, okay, fair enough, I'll be gone then. Have fun getting tentacle raped, I suppose. Kinda looks like it. What? I have a nice cool sword in order to deal with God. Which reminds me, I actually forgot to equip my spirit necklace. That's not good. That's actually the opposite of good. Well, fuck me sideways. Guess we're gonna have to do this, well, raw for the moment. Seize the Black Ark. No, don't seize the Black Ark, you motherfucker. Let's not talk about the fucking Ark. Because every single time you mention the fucking Ark, I get flashbacks to fucking, well, one other Ys game that we'll see at some point. Don't want to go there. Nice. One less thing to worry about. Good. Well done, Chester. Well done indeed. I mean, I'm still not gonna forgive you. You stepped to me. But you're doing a good job, you know, getting back into my good graces, I suppose. It's acceptable. Acceptable indeed. Yeah, but that's still not a good solution. Why don't we destroy God? Now then. Time to remember how to actually do this, isn't it? Can I just shoot you with my little balls of fire? Ouch. Hit me there. Can I hit you with that? No? Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, so... It's actually a good question. Oh yeah, I need to stay on this platform, don't I? Because that's the only way you can actually do any damage, isn't it? To the arms and shit. A good question. Can you kill God lore-wise? I mean, considering this is a world of, well, magic, amongst other things. Many forms of magic, actually, now that I think about it. I do think there is potential for killing God, then again... I once again remind myself that I suck at killing this particular nonsense. I mean, I see what I'm supposed to be doing, at least. That's good stuff. Really would like it if Adol had a bit more of an aiming system to himself, to be fair. Oh. But to be fair, there's actually step god, so to speak. Also, I don't seem to be doing much in the way of damage. Can I not just, you know... Because that doesn't seem to be doing much. Let me guess, I need to hit the nice red spot on his, you know, forehead. Now I'm thinking about it, and that is probably not a good idea to do in the middle of combat. Still not high enough. That's good to know. God fucking damn it. It's not nearly as easy as I would like it to be to aim at those fucking little attacks. Actually, I should probably prepare myself a little bit better. Whee! Okay, I don't really want to get hit by this shit. I really do hate attack. Can't aim without moving. Jeez, how much damage is not really an option to aim, is there? Well, first I guess you would have to determine if he actually is God, you know? Okay, so that's... Okay, so that is how that works. But he does like to scream about it. Like, wow. I kinda have to keep this up quite a bit, don't I? All things considered. Yeah, hitting that is... It'd be a lot easier if I could, you know... As I said, aim without moving too much. Oh, come on, that was a hit there they had, wasn't it? And it's like, no, it wasn't. Okay. I really should have equipped my thingy-bob. The fact that I didn't is a bit stupid of me. Like, look, you have a special little item. It exists specifically. I don't really like that thing is in my way. So I guess this is the moment you're waiting for, kind of. Ouch. That burns. Get fucked, bitch. What you doing now, bitch? What's that? Looks dangerous. Ouch. Did you just disable my fucking magic? You did, didn't ya? Little fucking asshole, aren't ya? Okay, my magic attack, that's good. Again, he flies away like a little motherfucker, of course he does. Can I not stop the hands from doing shit? Also, my magic is gone again, isn't it? And I'm back. No, I wanna hit you in the face! It does a lot of damage though, I must say. Not very pleasant. Don't fly away from me! Let me hit you! Right in the face, shit. Yep. Yeah, this is the part I remember. I have to basically play ball with him. The problem is you do kind of have to hit it all the time, otherwise. Yeah, otherwise this happens and you have to basically start again. Take the ball! Take the ball! Take the ball again! Ah, fucking damn it, do I hate it when I miss the ball. Because I damn well know, then I have to start again. Balling! I just wanna, you know, throw a ball at you. That was a lot easier than I remembered. Did I suddenly play a higher difficulty? Maybe I did? I don't really remember. I know that the last time I played it wasn't fucking easy. The time before that? Would I challenge myself and play on hard? Not very realistic. I know myself very well. Well, maybe at least, you know, if you can't kill the Elder Gods, you can at least damage them, I suppose, depending on what magic equipment you had. But that would imply that very much so, depending on what magic equipment you have, you should be able to kill one. So yeah, I do think lore-wise you could actually construct a case for killing God. Considering that there is not just one almighty god, but there seem to be quite a few god-like beings at the very least. Oh no, that's your plan, Chester. Can I use my inventory at the moment? I can. Well, I mean, let's at least equip the thing and pretend that we are, you know, had this equipped the whole time. Okay. Okay. Why I would give her my treasured sword is beyond me. That's pretty obvious. If he asks for the sword, he's probably planning to sacrifice himself. Hey. And why the fuck did nobody use that before?
ちょっと兄さん、冗談はやめてよ。それじゃまるで兄さんが。ダメ、そんなのダメよ。きっと他にも方法があるはずだわ。どうして兄さんがそんな。
Well, I mean, to be fair, you know, that is part and parcel of taking responsibility. Without his stupid actions, we wouldn't be in this situation. You know, actually cleaning up after himself is something I can appreciate. I can indeed. See? Even he's like, ah, I kind of fucked up.
このままでは父さんたちにも顔向けできないだろう。だからエレナ、分かってくれ。
そんなのわからない。兄さんのバカ。どうしてそんなことを言うの。生きてれば必ず償うことはできるはずだわ。
Yeah, I mean, if I look at the fucking prison system that we apply, I don't know if, you know, keeping people alive necessarily grants them opportunity to redeem themselves. Debatable at best. You know, sometimes a heroic sacrifice is actually going to do wonders for everyone that is close to you, reputation-wise.
父さんや母さんだって絶対に怒るに決まってる。だから兄さんお願い。もう二度と私のことを一人ぼっちにしないで。
エレナ、すまない。
Well, that solves that problem.
生きろ。アドル、どうかエレナのことを頼む。それとドギにも謝っておいてくれ。
I guess in light of your willingness to sacrifice yourself, I might be willing to forgive you for stabbing Dogi. Which is saying a lot. Because I really don't like people that stab Dogi. Dogi is awesome. He's the motherfucking wall crusher. I don't know where we would be without such a nice little crusher.
これで全て終わらせることができる。
I still would point out your ancestors should absolutely have destroyed that motherfucker long ago. Because it was pretty damn obvious if you keep that thing around, it's going to bite you in the ass at some point. I get the whole idea, though. They used the sword and they had a hero and he managed to seal it away. Everybody was happy. But if you have created a contraption that can also, well, blow up the whole island, God included, you should definitely have done so in the past, shouldn't you? I mean, you know, get all of your people together, train them up for a generation or two, you know, make them all into nice little warrior breeds. Then face God, or weaken God, like we just did, and then blow him up, and the whole thing is done. Yeah. I guess nobody really wanted to do that particular part.
この地を呪う忌まわしき存在、そしてジェノスの使命も。化け物が。
You really should look out. If he goes up again, he might start playing ping pong with you, you know. But very careful there.
もう遅い。
Man, these people suck at fighting. Do you have a silver charm? No, you don't. Yeah, I kind of figured you wouldn't. Don't you know, you cannot actually defeat the undead. Unless you have a chime that can put them to rest eternally. Otherwise they're just gonna get back up again. I mean, Gerhard, you should know that, shouldn't you? I mean, I guess not technically correct. He might have had an option to learn it. Also, why is everybody thinking that it's Jester that's doing all the work? It's Sadol who has done all the work until now. Nobody thinks of that all. Can I see it? Well, once again, it is proven a nice little point here. So long as you have enough explosives, there are no problems. Which, you know, is quite the truth, actually. There is no problem that cannot be solved by enough explosive matter. Yeah, I'm still kind of confused because I do remember having a bit more problem with the last boss. Maybe I just wasn't in a good state of mind to do that at the moment back then, but it does feel rather strange being able to do it relatively easily. I mean, it took us like, what, 2 tries? There were some other bosses that gave me a lot more trouble. I mean, somebody had to do it, apparently. Though I'll hold up that should have all been already done and over with. That is indeed true. I did level up a lot. Then again, we are still not max level, technically speaking. Max level is 60, and I remember that could actually be it, because I do remember the last time I fought the boss, I was like level, I think 51 or so 3 levels below, and I definitely didn't buy enough of the Cutthole elixirs, so maybe that makes all the difference. I mean, to be fair, that is kind of how the game system is in most RPGs, you know, if you just over-level a little bit and get items that boost you, that is kind of quite a bit of a difference. I'm just kind of, you know, complex. I did kind of think it would take us at least, you know, 3-4 tries to get them done, which is kind of what I speculated on. But hey, I'm not saying I'm unhappy with that. I mean, you remember these 3 harpies? How many tries did that take? Like 10, 15 or so? And at this point, we all also were pretty decently leveled. I actually looked it up later after the fight, and we were actually like 2 levels or so above what you were supposed to be at that point in time. Still gave me a lot of trouble. 50 levels. Yeah, see what I mean? That really took a lot of fucking patience. To be fair, a few of those tries were because I fucked around, yes, admittedly, and because I then got stubborn and just wanted to do it my way, instead of the proper way, which apparently was to weaken all 3 of them consistently and then break them down relatively quickly, one after the other. Which I did not do. I instead focused very much on dealing with one, then the next, and then the next, which apparently makes it harder. Have you seen the rest of solo leveling? Right, actually, since, as I said, I didn't really have much time to deal with many things, and I'm kinda back behind, like 3 weeks or so of anime as well. But solo leveling, the 2nd season, has of course officially started now, which means that at this point I can talk about it. Yay! Awesome. Also means I can talk more about the movie without spoiling things, because I'm pretty sure at this point you can probably watch the movie as well somewhere on the internet. Pretty sure, and if not, maybe I should check that actually before I start talking nonsense, to be fair. But then again, yeah. An anime night. I am actually not opposed to that. Question is when to do this the right way. When do I have to get up tomorrow? I have to be there at 8 again, don't I? You know what, strategy? I'm going to check my my schedule for the next few days. Actually, just next few days. That's a bit bold of a statement. Already fucking Friday, so I do need to go to that event thing tomorrow, don't I? Yeah, but that's only in the morning, and that's only like I don't need to really be awake for that, if memory serves. It's just the sort of event where you have to sit your ass down, listen, and pretend to be interested in what the person in front of you is saying. So, you know, nodding along sometimes like, very impressive. At least that's how I see it. Let's just watch the outro while I think about it. As I said, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm 3 episodes behind everybody else at this point. Yeah. Like that guy. I don't remember me, but it was such a shit show. But yeah, tomorrow we have what's that called? It's basically it's not so much a job fair in the classical sense that, you know, you have potential employers trying to, you know, entice you into applying to them and stuff like this. It's more like a job training fair, basically. They specifically hold those motherfucking things on the weekends because it's kinda meant for people that are working, obviously, and people that are normally working can't, you know, attend anything like this on a weekday, of course, especially not in the morning, obviously. And basically, there's going to be a few speakers, and it's going to be all about self-presentation and the right tools for the job and yada yada. It's a lot of nonsense. Just from what I've seen of the flyer they gave me, there's nothing in there that is going to be of any use to me whatsoever. But oh well. But that does mean that I only really need to be there at the right time and sit through 4 fucking hours of nonsense, and then I'm free. Yeah, kinda, it's also, it's part of it, but as I said, it deals a lot with the idea of, you know, how to make a better self-presentation, basically, so you heighten your chances of getting a job. There's going to be, I'm only, as far as I know at least, written up for the talks, so basically I just have to sit and listen. Other people actually get the one-on-one interview training, which is basically a simulated job interview. Nobody really thought I needed that, apparently. Kinda grateful for that. But yeah, I'm just needing to listen to some assholes. I mean, don't get me wrong, the idea itself is not bad. But, fuck me sideways. It's boring to do this again and again and again.
さて、そろそろ出発するか。町のみんなに挨拶するんだったら俺も付き合うぜ。あ、こんな朝早くだからみんな忙しいかもしんねえがな。
Well then. Which does mean, technically speaking, that was kind of the point I was trying to make. That... Oh, you're following me now. Nice. That I don't actually need to go to bed at like fucking 9. Which means I do have some time today to actually watch some anime. It would be rather pleasant after all. I see the merchant is getting busy with all the gravel I give him. Pretty much, yes. See, a lot of that stuff, especially for young people, is probably not a bad idea because, well, let's be honest here, a lot of young people have no idea how to present themselves properly in an interview situation. Especially since an interview situation is always going to be somewhat stressful, you're going to be a bit more nervous than you would normally be, so it's easy to get hung up, for example, in the midst of talking. Happens. Not a problem, and if you're a good HR person, you will not count that for much, unless you're applying for a job where now presenting things in front of people, for example, is an essential part, in which case you have no excuse to, you know, get hung up. But well. I mean, adventure calls, man. Adventure always calls to adore. Chat reminds me, which one is the next East title we would play? Is it actually going to be Lacrimosa of Jana? There's another one. No. Is she 7 before that? Jesus Christ. I haven't thought about this for a while, so my brain is like, I don't want to pull this out of my, whatever corner I put it in. I mean, the sister was kinda okay, she kinda regretted what she was doing, and at least she didn't stab Dogi. We were playing by... Yeah, indeed. We were playing by the chronological order, which is why we played Ys 10 relatively early. What titles do we have left? We have the Ark left, we have Ys 7, we have Monstrum Nox, we have Lacrimosa of Dana, and I think that's all the ones that we have in English, isn't it? There's one more that I did, the 5th one, that never really got over here. So there are at least 4 more games. I do know that Lacrimosa of Dana is, if memory serves, set up before the Ark, which is very nice for me. I really don't want to go back to Ark of Napistan. Fucking lunge jumping. I don't want to. Believe me, you'll see once we are there. You're gonna see me cursing a lot. I mean a lot. Oh boy, do I mean a lot. It's almost time to make dinner. Yeah, basically I'm basically already out of time. I should have started working because, as I remembered, I do need to write a report on all of my efforts until tomorrow as well. I don't even know where to start that one. I still have to look that up. So we're just gonna finish this nice little outro scene here, and then I'm going to excuse myself post haste, basically. But Streamlabs is now updated again, so at least that's not going to be a problem. Twitch is working. The internet seems to be stable as well. So at least once we started doing some bigger things, like, you know, playing Empire, it should work. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Opening query again. Never really got the idea. I mean, I wouldn't want to work as a fucking miner. I guess that would be a problem. All your mates kind of turned to dust, didn't they? Well, shit. I mean, to be fair, that also means lots and lots of mate jobs suddenly opened up. It's like, hey, do you want to be a mate? It's like, you're sitting in the interview for the mate position. They're like, and you're asking the obvious question, like, wow, it seems you're hiring like 100 new mates. What happened to the old ones? You know, turned into zombies, and once the spell broke, they turned to dust. Normal occupational hazard for a mate, obviously. Well, yes, he did. See, this is the whole point I was trying to make. Sometimes the good old grunt self-sacrifice works a lot better for you and your reputation than that whole getting imprisoned for your life. Not gonna be of much use to anyone that way. But if you throw your life away in a grand fashion to, you know, make everything better and correct your mistakes, yeah, that is something I can accept as penance, as redeeming. Yes, I can. There's no problem with that. See, they're probably gonna build a statue for him now. Nobody's gonna build a statue for Adol, of course, but... I mean, to be fair, Adol doesn't really care about that shit, does he? So long as he can have an adventure, I don't think he actually cares about any material gains or anything that might be of interest. I mean, this is basically the home of Dogi. Why wouldn't I come back at some point? No, as you just pointed out yourself, little maker, it was because you lusted for power, as so many people do, once they got a taste. Yeah, are you sure? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they all say. It's basically what they say about an alcoholic who hasn't, had any alcohol for a day. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure he has turned over a new leaf. Sure, it's all good now. I'm sure he's not going to, get drunk and hit his wife again. Yes, sure.
おはよう。いい天気だな。旅立ちには絶好の朝だ。異変や魔物たちによる被害は大きいが、みんなの顔は明るい。これも最後まで諦めず、困難に立ち向かうアドルの姿にみんな励まされたからだろう。町や採石場の復興には時間がかかっちまうだろうな。何？時間はあるんだ。じっくり一歩ずつ進めていけばいい。
I mean, the quarry would probably be the last thing on my
こんなこ
mind.
とじゃレドモントの奴らはへこたれないぞ。どうだろう、ドギ？違いね。
I'd probably start with cleaning up the castle, getting a few more soldiers, and using the soldiers, because then you have more manpower available to bring up the quarry again. Also, to be fair, if your fields are damaged, I will probably start with that. Food is rather important. See, that old man gets it. It's always the old man who gets it. He's like, well, actions speak louder than words. Don't give a shit what the man says. Care about what the man does, and so far he has done shit all. And this is also not going to be the last time I have to deal with a dual currency system where I have to actually farm two different fucking currencies. Arc of Nabishtam, I look at you. I remember the grind. Fuck me sideways. I mean, she has nobility. Over here, the guards come up and arrest him again. Yeah, probably wouldn't do that. Monsters on the road and all of that. I don't know. To be fair though, this is the World of Ys. Once an adventure is over, things have a tendency to, be better. Be on the good side. I've lost 2 lead. I don't worry, you can't actually guilt trip Adol and staying somewhere. It's going to be, be gone quick.
何日もエレナの姿を見てないね。私はね、エレナの気持ちがとてもよくわかるよ。私も同じだったからね。
心配いらないさ。あいつのエレナの強さはばあさんもよく知ってるだろう。きっと今は時間が必要なだけだ。しばらくすればまた。
そうだね。早くそうなるといいね。あの子には。笑顔が一番よく似合うから。
I mean, just let the poor lady grieve for a moment or two. Like her brother kinda killed himself basically a day or so ago. Might be a nice thing to give her some, time to comprehend that, seems reasonable. I mean, should probably enjoy your food. Have you heard of the Memories Escape theory? None off the top of my head, no.
おー、アドル。随分と早いじゃないか。もう行っちまうんだな。
Well, yes, that's how it goes.
この町に住んでみる気はないのか。お前さんだったらみんな大歓迎だと思うんだがな。
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I mean, listen, if the most beautiful of maidens doesn't have a snowball's chance in fucking hell to make adults stay anywhere, A whole town of grateful people probably also will not succeed.
親父さん、そいつは無理ってもんだぜ。こっちの人生から冒険を取っちまったら何も残りはしない。
Pretty much, yeah. If you take adventure away from Adol, he's basically a shriveled up little husk. There's nothing in there. It's just empty.
冒険を追い求めるからこそ今のアドルがあるんだぜ。
Interesting.
分かってるつもりだ。どれだけアドルのことを気に入ってるということさ。
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that somebody goes through extreme lengths in order to avoid interacting with other people. Yeah, very good. Very good of you to have done so.
おやアドル、こんな朝早く旅立つのかい？もう少しここでゆっくりしてから出て行ったらどうだい？
おいおい、おかみさん。アドルのやつが困ってるじゃねえか。
Don't worry, you really cannot make him feel guilty about
そう
that.
は言ったってね。あんたがいなくなると寂しくなるよ。そうだ。アドルはここに残って代わりにドギが冒険に出るってのはどうだい？
I'd rather take Dogi with me, honestly.
あのな、そりゃないぜ。
Yeah, we're gonna play this until the credits. I mean, at this point, I'm already running a bit late anyway, so fuck a bit. I want this actually finished. I mean, there's not much left. We're just gonna talk to the last few people, we leave the town, and then the ending starts, so... 5 more minutes. Probably not going to hurt me. At least not, you know, substantially.
アドル、行くのか。お前には本当に世話になった。感謝する。
I should be grateful for what I'm doing. Saved your fucking lives and shit.
これからどうするんで？また山小屋に戻るんですか？
いや、幕外や白が改心した以上、陰性する必要もなくなった。魔物もいなくなったことだし、もはや俺は無用の存在かもしれんな。
まさか師匠。
今さら傭兵家業には戻らんさ。俺には、あいつの魂を弔うという役目が残っている。復興の手伝いをしながらこの地に骨を埋めるつもりだ。
I mean, you know, never count or discount the fact that there could be another crisis brewing in the future, so might be a better idea to have a skilled fighter around or two. I'm just saying, you know. There seems to be precedence for that. Oh, I can't shop with you any longer. Well, that was short and sweet. Well, I'll talk with everybody. I guess it's high time that we are on our way once more. To more adventure. I do kind of like to remember which is the next game. Which my apparently brain doesn't want to. This is not goodbye, Dogi.
ここで我慢しておくとするぜ。昨日言ったように、俺はフェルガナの復興を手伝う。
There's your hometown, I get it.
いなくなったが、奴らに荒らされちまった採石場の片付けもしなくちゃならねえし。パレスタイン城なんかもあのまま放っておけねえだろう。だから俺は故郷のためにしばらく働かせてもらうつもりだ。
It's a pretty understandable point of view. But still though, adventuring without Dogi, eh? It's kinda sad.
お前はこのまま旅を続けてみんなに夢を与えてやってくれ。何？一段落ついたら俺もすぐに追いつくからよ。その時はまた頼むぜ、相棒。
アドルは力強くうなずいて、
ドギにしばしの別れを告げた。
Of course, we're gonna meet or walk rush again in the future. Well, what would we do without someone who was quite literally capable of crushing walls? Quite useful of a skill to have sometimes.
そうだよね、兄さん。私、勇気を出さなくちゃ。
So it seems that all the monsters have disappeared. It's cute. Wanna make the traveling a lot safer, I suppose.
ドギ、アドルさんは？
あいつならちょうど行っちまったところだぜ。桟橋に向かってるはずだから走ればまだ追いつけるだろう。
Joe, Adol once again gained another.
おっと、街道に出るんならくれぐれも気をつけろよ。魔物がいなくなったとはいえ、用心するに越したことはねえからな。
ありがとう、ドギ。
Most fervent follower.
頑張れよ、エレナ。
Roger, Adol, are you sure you want to go on a fucking boat? I'm not staying, you know. Usually doesn't work out that well for you.
よかった、間に合って。アドルさん、さっきはごめんなさい。あんなにお世話になっておいて、見送りもしようとしないで。私、アドルさんにどんな言葉を伝えればいいのか思いつかなくって、それでずっと迷い続けていました。でもこのままだと私一生後悔しそうだから、言うことにします。アドルさん、本当にありがとうございました。あなたのおかげで兄さんは様々な呪縛から解放されたと思います。
Is it too early to start going like, yeah, he's not only at peace, but also in pieces? But that explosion. Probably a bit early, isn't it? Okay, fair enough. Gonna shut up now.
そして最後に、このフェルガナの地を守りました。私に生きろと言ってくれました。
Also, don't forget the part where he punched you and made you, pass out and shit. Yeah.
きっと悔いはなかったと思います。私はまだ兄さんのことをちょっぴり恨んでいるけれど、それでも兄さんの言葉はずっと守り続けていくつもりです。
If you already forget the part where he admitted it was all about revenge for his people. I mean, I guess if you want to be broad about it, you could potentially claim that was a protective act. It takes some convincing to do so.
兄さん
But
が
alas.
兄が愛したこのフェルガナの地で、そのためには私もっともっと強くなります。自分の足で立てるくらいに、いつか兄のように愛する故郷と大切な人たちを守れるくらいに。
In which case, I recommend picking up the spear. The spear is a very nice, simple, and quite efficient weapon.
それが私の誓いです。本当は他にも伝えたい言葉があったんですけど、でもそれはまたの機会にしておきますね。いつの日かアドルさんがまたフェルガナに来てくれた時、私が誓いを果たせていたら、その時に伝えさせてほしいんです。
アドルはしっかりとうなずいた。
ありがとう。嬉しい。
So many promises already made of places he's supposed to be revisiting. Man, that's gonna be one hell of a long journey after Adol is finally satisfied with his adventure. He looks back and goes like, shit. I have like 589 fucking places I need to visit before I can, you know, go back home. Shit. Will be an adventure all of its own. Then again, I never think Adol would be satisfied. But why would you choose a ship again? Well, I mean, to be fair, a little dingy, but still, why would you do that, Adol? Why would you do that to yourself? You know how that story usually ends for you. Beginning of a new story, to be very precise. Well, that took surprisingly longer than I figured it would. To be fair, mostly because I was, of course, unavailable for a bit. But I finally finished another Ys game. There's still a few left. Actually, before I end it, I'm gonna take a quick sneak look, because I'm pretty sure I have a tab somewhere that I can check the order, so see which the next one is. It's 7. I mean, there's 3 games I can't imagine. It's not Monstrum Nox, because Monstrum Nox is technically speaking the last one. So it's another massive one. Probably it's gonna take us nearly as long, if not longer, actually, depending a bit on how I do it, than Ys 10 took. Well, something to look forward to. I did enjoy Monstrum Nox. To be fair, 7, gonna be a bit quicker, although that, I mean, I don't really included that much grinding, if memory serves. Ark of Nopishtim is the only real bump in the road, as far as I'm concerned. And that mostly just because of that one fucking mechanic that I really, really don't like. In one particular place, that is. For the most part, you can honestly just fucking ignore it. You're under no obligation to use fucking lunge jumping for anything in this game. Unless you actually want to beat or visit the secret boss chamber, which you have 2 reasons to do. A, there's an item in there that you kind of want to grab, so that's reason 1, you want to go in there. And secondly, it's the secret boss, of course you kind of want to beat it, it's just how things are. Wouldn't feel complete without doing it, to be fair. I really, really don't want to do it twice though. So I will actually, for once, look up cheaty little ways to do that. Because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing something like that. And believe you me, I will make good use of it. Given half a chance, I abso-fucking-lutely will. I hate that particular mechanic. Especially because it's so fucking... so much of a fucking nothing burger, basically. The whole game, you're like, I don't need this shit. And there's that one single lone part where you do need it. Finn indeed. Wouldn't even be surprised, you know, Arjo just takes maps, and, you know, once he has seen everything on the map, he just goes like, Finn, writes it on the corner and goes. That's strange. Beat the game on normal already, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Although, why do I get the one for easy? I'm pretty sure I beat the game on easy as well, didn't I? I'm confused mildly, but I'll just take it in stride, because, well, I actually don't have the time to, you know, think about it. Thank you for playing. Indeed. You can quite clearly tell that this is an older Ys game, as it's actually not nearly as long or as arduous as some of the others. And now, before we And this in... I'm just gonna take a nice little look at my tab. Where's my tab? Where's my tab? There's my tab. Right, we just did that one, which means the next one would be Ys 5, which is not available. So, well, sucks to be me, I suppose. Actually, I was right with my first thought. That is indeed Lacrimosa of Dana. Now, that's not actually a bad title. It's also going to take long, because, well, it's one of the more modern Ys titles. A good one, mind you. Has an interesting story concept, with the introduction of a secondary character that you also play and are somewhat taking charge of in different states. So, but not something I'm going to complain about. Good to know what's next on the list. And, well, with that said, I think it is high time that I start working on my